I'm a. Hmm, can you adjust settings right now? Okay, cool. All right, but happy Saturday. I don't think it's raining. It just looks definitely like we're in fall season on the break of winter. I don't need this right here. But I wanted to come on and go ahead and do a live stream because I don't know where I'll be Sunday night. And I wanted to talk about the show last night, but something came up. So I have the place to myself. Layla's gone for the weekend and Aaron stepped out. And if you are on my channel and you happen to see me like going live playing a video game, that's just me. That's my pastime. So don't even worry about it. But yeah, okay. So let me find my live stream just in case anybody wants to join the chat so I can see and discuss the show because Friday felt slow for me. I guess it was proper with the week winding down sort of thing. Okay, I found it. Let me put it on mute. Good morning. And yes, good morning. I hope everyone's having a great day. I hope your week was wonderful too. And I just, pray everyone's doing well. And so I'm just going to start talking about it because, oh my goodness, what I didn't think about was the fact that what Jason was doing to Drew was legally wrong. I forgot until someone left a comment on YouTube, and then there were other people who the day after the fight between Jason and Drew, they were more vocal to say that Jason should face some consequences for putting his hands on his brother. And the only thing that I wasn't expecting this today either. He said he beat the brakes off of Drew. Rick knows how that feels. Hey Cassandra, yes, I saw a lot of comparisons of Drew's face versus Rick's face from when he got his butt handed to him by Jason, and it looked pretty similar. Same MO. Jason has that same little combo. I was kind of hollering because that whole sequence, they all did a fine job. They're acting, but they were just like, oh, like they were watching a SmackDown. Brooklyn, Lois, Nina, who was super concerned, and it just kept going in my head. Like, would you be this concerned if you knew that he's taking it a step further with Willow? I can't remember if Nina knows about the second kiss. I know Sasha does because Sasha's the one who told Michael. And I don't know if Nina knows about there being another kiss. But she definitely doesn't know about them having sex. And Michael explained that the nanny cam, he just put it in and that he hadn't had a chance to tell Willow about it. But I didn't even think about the fact that what Jason was doing was legally wrong. I think we all just wanted like to do the same thing, but it wasn't the right thing. But how else was Jason going to confront him? It was either for him to use bodily harm or for him to say something, and Jason isn't a talker. He isn't a talker. I don't know why I thought he might have mentioned no stunt work, good job. Yeah, you agree with Ned? I'm a little annoyed with Ned slightly. He's a Quartermaine through and through. You cannot deny that about Ned and Tracy, because when he learned of what Drew was doing with Willow, instead of telling Michael, and being, heartfelt towards his nephew, being like, no, this ain't gonna happen. He was like, we're gonna keep it in the family through blackmail, and you're gonna do what I say, and what have you. He wasn't worried about the issue growing or becoming morally wrong. I think if Drew had went along with the blackmail, maybe Olivia would have eventually caught wind of it and saw what was going on and might have said something. But who knows? Olivia kept her mouth shut with the whole Nina situation. So these Quartermaines are a trip. I was just annoyed with Ned for getting mad at Jason for like, I'm sorry, getting mad at Michael for telling Jason, like, what were you thinking telling Jason? Who else is he supposed to tell that's going to support him emotionally, you know, and let him talk and vent to him? Ned, you're not that person. Carly is definitely not that person. I get why she doesn't know right now, because it's definitely complex, and it's only complex if the writers allow it to play out to where, you know, they peel back the layers and we get the dialogue, because this, you know, this is about Michael, and then this is also about Willow, and then Nina is on Willow's end. So however Carly decides to react, like if she, that would be interesting to see. But Jason did right by Michael by not saying what his grievance was, because it's not his business to put out on the street like that, especially when it's been taken a step further. The general family knows about the kiss. Carly doesn't even know about that taking place. So this has been really well kept under wraps, in my opinion. But then they don't know about them sleeping together. I'm still like stunned. I think this is a great story. I think this is really awesome. But I thought Nina was gonna finally. I'm waiting for Nina. I thought Nina was gonna find out, especially with her conversation with Ava, and Ava was saying that she needs to come clean, and you know, you don't want to lose your daughter over this. I don't know. I don't believe Nina should be in danger over losing Willow, and you should have thicker skin than this, Nina. You've been without a daughter for like more than half of your life already. But Nina has nothing to be worried about, because she's not the one who's married. She's the only thing that, in my opinion, that Nina did not did you know didn't do well was tell her daughter to continue keeping it a secret. That wasn't going to help the problem. That was just going no. That was just going to make it more intense and entice her even more to, you know, mess around with Drew, because it's like, I'm getting away with it. I'm getting away with it, kind of thing. So, whoa, child. Nina's not in the wrong here. She's not married to anybody. She's not. Nina was sleeping with Drew. Yes, thank you, Digital. Nina slept with Drew first, so she didn't do anything wrong, and maybe she could tell Willow, but in that moment when Willow came to her as a child, you know, to, you know, share what was going on, I learned this in real life from Layla's grandmother, that you know, I've seen it firsthand that parents will stand by their children even when they're wrong. They'll tell their kids they're wrong behind closed doors, but on, you know, they're not going to let you know that they support that. They're going to stand by their family. And I've seen it firsthand, and it sucks to be the one that doesn't have family to back up the one who does. You know, you're just against a bunch of wolves. And the only reason I say that is because he's back. I should have told him to get me an iced coffee. But I'm so sorry. I was talking about the family aspect for some reason. And anyway, Willow is the one who's wrong here. Nina didn't do anything wrong. That was my point. I was just going off and on. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, it's lunch already? You definitely look like you should be in a rap video. Thank you, because I was hungry. What? I said thank you, because I was hungry. Definitely hungry. Shit, I don't know. The clock's right here. I haven't changed it, so it's 12.
Oh, you're so about to swear down. But if you can tell me,
It's 12. I need to adjust this while I have it in my hand.
I got like 2 hours before.
Yeah, that's why I was like, where are you? You probably gonna pull up somewhere. You really do, huh?
What time is your thing?
It starts at 7:30, so I should be there by 7.
I'll be way before then. I got no seriously.
That you should put that on a t-shirt.
I'm serious because my haircut thing is at 2, and I forgot yesterday. That was my fault. I would have been back way before, but I forgot about my haircut thing because I would have just went there. I gotta remember now. My grandma texted me about this shit now, so I don't have to. So I was at the gas station. Some dude was next to me, and he was just like, "Bro, what's that smell? That shit smell good." I pulled out my car. He was like, "Oh, that shit's fire, bro. That shit fire." He said, as soon as I opened the car door,
The Dolce. Is that the Dolce one you
Dolce Gabbana light blue. He was like, "That shit smell good." As soon as you opened the door, I just smelled it. I was just,
that's what makes me jealous. Perfumes don't stick to my skin like that.
why? I mean, get one.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Alright, let me too. Bye. But I'm gonna go to that writer's workshop, so it's at 3. It's for an hour and a half, so.
Are you gonna come back right after that?
Yeah, around 5 because I gotta get dressed and stuff. Alright, bye. Drive safe. Don't let your phone die. Don't let your phone die. Alright. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Okay. Alright. I don't even know what we were saying. Okay, Jason just bitch slapped Drew like a person off the street. Look, he knocked Drew on his butt. He knocked him on his butt with the first punch. And then the thing is that he walked away perfectly fine. But I guess I still in real life, I'm glad this is just a soap opera, but in real life, I wouldn't be cool with what Jason did. I don't see any other way Jason could have handled it because Jason is not a talker. He's not a talker. He wasn't going to sit there and try to talk things out with Drew and explain to him why what he was doing to their nephew was wrong. That wouldn't have worked anyway. How are you going to sit there and you're not going to be able to talk Drew out of this. I'm not sure, other than actually Willow and Drew being a couple, for them to go ahead and play this out of their system, because it doesn't seem like there's anything that's enough for them not to engage in whatever this is. And Willow better be careful, because Drew gives me vibes like he seems like the type of man who will flirt with you and pull you in, and then like you'll go back and be like, but he did this, and he'll pretend like he never flirted with you at all. So she better be careful. Like he's like, no, it wasn't like that. Drew can't fight. You think she's gonna blame Nina? She better not. She better not. But because logically, what would Nina telling Willow that she had relations with Drew would have done to stop Willow's feelings? But I do think that Willow is the type to do it only because of the way she got in Sasha's face. And Sasha had to redirect her and let her know that, no, honey, that's your fault. As I saw spoilers that say that Michael is going to confide in Sasha. I wonder how much he's going to tell her. And honestly, he shouldn't tell her anything more because she can't keep a secret either. Told Cody, and here we are. Hey, Freddie. So much for him being a Navy SEAL. I'm still confused by that because he doesn't have memories of being a Navy SEAL. So technically, he isn't a Navy SEAL because he doesn't remember. And he still has Jason's memories, right? I kind of feel like they just dropped it because they didn't know how to confront that story. It was diabolical. That memory swap storyline, absolutely diabolical. I don't know, but Drew is now the congressman. He's supposed to be going to Washington, D.C. I don't fully see that happening because unless Ryan Matheson is going to do his Hallmark movies in real life and this is a way of writing him out, if he were to do this, that means that, like, he would try to take Scout. That has not been addressed yet, but I'm assuming that Drew's position means he has to go to Washington. At least that's what, from my understanding. So we'll have to see what happens. But I'm glad Michael was able to confide in Jason. I'm glad that Jason made time to have scenes with Danny. Still, when I think of fathers, I think Jason is definitely more present with his child than Drew is. I thought, I understand politics and everything, but usually when a politician is running, don't they have their whole family there or their kids there and they show them off at the end when they're waving to the cameras? Maybe it wasn't, maybe because of what's going on with Sam, Scout was probably better off at home. I was just thinking about it like, if anything, you should be spending time with Scout, but I'll let it go. You don't give a damn about Scout. What I can say for sure is, especially after what Jason just did to Drew, there is no path to Jason raising Scout at the moment. There's no path to Drew even considering that if Danny wanted to go live with his father, could Scout stay with them so they could stay together? There is absolutely no path to that. It was really minimal. Like, it was really like this, like, I mean, a needle point of a chance, but now there's no way that that can happen. Carly brought up a great point. I'm glad that Jason again did not tell Carly, because even if he was at liberty to say, Carly, don't, this is one of those, my kids is grown, let me stay out of it. She doesn't know until she absolutely has no choice but to find out. That's my opinion. So Michael and Willow can have a chance at working this out without her meddling in between them. Because I still think at this point there's hope until Willow says that I don't know. To me, there's still hope for Willow and Michael. Michael wants his wife. He does. She don't know what she wants. Or at least she wants Drew, but she feels bad because she got baggage. She's like, I got baggage. I'm with you, Freddie. Nina don't need to feel bad. Ooh, for me, when Willow becomes like her mom or Nell, she would have to be on some psycho stuff, like some real conniving stuff. We haven't really seen that conniving yet, but I got a hint of it when she was sitting in the living room when Nina came and got them and said, Drew's been hurt, y'all got to come to the house. And Willow is sitting there putting ice on his face and they're having this talk like, does Jason know? And, they're plotting. So we haven't really seen that side of Willow where she's plotting, being calculated, manipulative. We haven't seen that. That may develop throughout the story where Willow takes on a different personality type and becomes a stronger character throughout all this. Because before, now it's all weeping Willow. We'll see when those tears stop who she becomes. I didn't like that either. I see that. Willow sees Drew's inner Shiloh. That was mentioned in conversation. By the way, I am on Twitter, or I'm sorry, I am on X. I think a lot of people are leaving the X platform for this thing called Blue Sky. But for the time being, I'm still on X. If you're on X, and you like to live tweet about the show when it's on during the week, follow me. I'll follow you back. It's Brina Talks a Lot on Twitter. So if on X, Jesus, if you're on there. But it was conversations going on about how Willow has an unhealthy, like, is unhealthy with relationships due to Shiloh, and that Drew could be drawing her in due to that aspect. I'm not really sure how true that is, but Nina shouldn't feel sorry. Also, someone Beverly said that she didn't like how Drew, um, tried to make Carly feel bad for Jason and trying to scold her and make it about her supporting Jason all the time. Of course, me and many others was like, if only she knew why Jason was upset with you. Oh, there's a reason why she's loyal to Jason and not to you. Because you're standing in front of her face acting like there is no reason in the world Jason would have to be so angry with you. And if the truth were out, she boy, you don't hold a candle to Jason Morgan. Let's just say that you backed out because you're a punk. That's exactly what it was. And Carly's right. You didn't give her a chance to prove you wrong. Though history is on Drew's side, I wouldn't have given you the chance either. History was your chance to prove him wrong. History, all of the opportunities you had before now, was your opportunity to prove him wrong. So Drew did the right thing by cutting breaking ties with Carly. I don't care what nobody say. Even with him saying what he said in the foyer, shit, Carly really did come over there to see about him. But he's right. You came over to the house because you wanted to make sure that I didn't press charges. I think Carly is more so seeing the bigger picture of the kids and how, like, Danny needs you. She was right to tell her best friend. And it was great to see her go out the door for a change to say, I'm gonna go fix your mess. You know what you've done, because this is not the time. This is not the time. And that's why I'm like, though it was satisfying to see, he's going to have to figure out another way to dispense justice when he's angry, or not talk at all, or not do anything at all, because Danny and Scout was right upstairs. Had Scout, I'm glad they did not write it into the scene to have those kids, especially the youngest one, traumatized to see two men that they love and trust fighting. That would have been. I hope the adults keep it hush hush. I wonder if Danny is going to catch wind of the adults talking about it and talk about it with his dad about it. But I'm just really glad that the kids did not walk in on that. That was really the mindset. You could have did it, like, I don't know. I don't know. You could have did someplace else. I'm glad Carly checked Jason on that. Mm-hmm. I want to see if Michael and Willow have what it takes to have a Monica and Alan type of dynamic. I really do. I say stand your ground. That's your marriage. Affairs happen. You know, you're my husband. Um, I'm not saying for it to continue, but realistically, I do not know marriages that haven't gone through stuff like this, infidelity on some level. It just depends on the people. It depends on the people. Michael wants it, but Willow will definitely be crying if Michael changes his mind, because he was standing there when after she got up from the couch with Drew, tending to his wounds, that she'd be back to check on him in the morning. There are other people who can do that, and the fact is, they're still being so close like this, even with the kiss. If I was really trying to stay away from this man and keep my marriage, and especially if my husband knew about the kiss, I wouldn't even be around him, fraternizing him. I would be all up under my husband, because I would be feeling like remorse, shame. I'd be all up under my husband instead of around him in any way. They're not like, they are still all up on each other. I'm gonna check on you, your wounds. And Michael's right there, just watching all of it, folks are frustrated because they feel as though Jason shouldn't have fought Michael's battle for him, that Michael should have been the one to dispense physical justice. I just don't see how that would have helped Michael in the long run, because if there's nothing he can say to make her stop. She has to choose to be loyal to her husband. So he could punch Drew in the face all he want. Drew's still gonna have eyes for his wife, and he's still gonna get between his wife's legs if Willow allows it. There's nothing Michael can do other than to stay and try to work on it, or just say, to hell with it. I'm gonna have my thing with Sasha. I'll move into the main house. You guys can have the cottage or whatever. I might be having a baby on the way. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, Lulu wakes up on Monday. And from the picture behind Lulu, it looks like she's already back at the Quartermaines. Oh, you said Willow doesn't have Monica's strength? You're not lying on that one. She sure doesn't. Mm-mm. Willow needs edge. She needs a backbone. I agree. Alan and Monica for sleeping with Ned. Mm-hmm. It's happened. It seems to be a Quartermaine family tradition where a married couple, one of the married relatives sleeps with another relative. This is just a Quartermaine tradition, like that like the turkey incident, sis. I'm just, what is Michael gonna do? What is Michael's next move? What should everyone's saying he should divorce her? I would like for him to move quietly, go to court, expose that video in front of everybody, and get everything he needs. I didn't see that scene. I didn't see that scene. Do you think it was fair? Do you think it was right of Drew to make Michael the CEO in his stead while he's gone? Do you think that should have gone to Curtis? Was that like a slap in the face for all the work that Curtis has done? And do you think Drew just did it because he felt bad about kissing Willow? Is that why? Hey, Brooklyn. Willow never really loved Michael like that. She just wanted to stay close to Wiley. I don't know. I've always thought that Willow and Michael had genuine chemistry, even prior to the whole Wiley thing. Hi, Cindy. I think, did Drew do that? Did Drew do that just to kiss Michael's butt for kissing Willow? I kind of feel that he did that. And I need to see those scenes. Did Curtis pick up on the fact that that happened to him? Portia's probably happy because Portia only complains about how she's not going to be able to see much of him when she's off of work. Speaking of Curtis, he's going to have to vet this next guy that's wanting to get with Trina. His name is Kai. I liked their scenes. Someone had asked, like, I had seen that they were talking about bringing in a love interest for Trina, and I was only concerned in the aspect of, I was like, y'all, does she really need a man in order to have a story? She's a valuable character without a man. But then I was like, okay, well, at least with them bringing in someone to directly cater to her story, then that means that they're investing in the character, which is good. So, and I did like their scenes and interactions. I am enjoying the actress's portrayal right now. Very glad that I'm glad that they gave it some time, because it looks as though the actor who plays Spencer, he's gotten another gig somewhere else after the Netflix documentaries. So he won't be back. If Spencer returns, it would likely have to be a recast, and it could be too soon to recast the character. I'm trying to find this article. that B. Scott had put up because of, well, one is that Kelly Monaco put up a goodbye video after her scenes. I feel like last week was so super emotional, but then like this week, it was, it was like I didn't really feel like Sam's death is there, but I didn't really feel it too much this week. I didn't, and I'm just kind of shocked. I'm like, oh wow, the funeral is tomorrow. Tomorrow, I was like, dang, I didn't even really feel like I saw anybody go through the motions of planning. I know they talked about it though when they were at the hospital. They made arrangements and everything, but I guess when you got money, you don't have to work for an insurance claim to go be processed. You can get it done as quickly as you need to. But I wanted to find this article about because I'm talking about bringing people back to the show and them rehiring actors, but there's this article, and if I remember I will pin it in the comment section after this. It's on lovebscott.com, and it says report General Hospital is on life support amid plunging ratings, behind the scenes firings, and real life tragedies. And it's definitely worth reading. It mentions Kelly Monaco's being fired. Um, it says a source from the show says the soap's been in trouble for a long time, and bosses are clearly scrambling to boost ratings while trimming the budget of cast members they think they don't need. There's a lot of griping going on about spending money on guest stars when most of the cast are paid so little. Apparently, the okay. Apparently, the person who helped Lois with her accent coaching, her dialect coach, whoever that was, it was a Saturday Night Live cast member named Sarah Sherman, and apparently they paid a good amount of money to have her come onto the show. And I guess the last thing that the source had to say was that General Hospital is ABC's only soap, but it's stuck in a rut and facing extinction like the rest. So that was an interesting article that I came across. I mean, I think we've known, but I haven't paid attention to the ratings for the show in so many years, because it's just obvious that soaps are on the decline and that we're very lucky to have our soap opera. However, I think it also goes on to say that even though it has a 60-year history, that may not be enough to keep the show on the air. So anyhow, do you think that Jason, well, now that he got into that fight with Drew, I can't see him moving back into the Quartermaine house. Jason had some time with Elizabeth, and she was being a friend to him, checking in with him, and she was encouraging him in regards to being a father. Look at Elizabeth Weber. I know we love to talk our junk about her going up 15 flights of stairs. However, she raised 3 boys, and now she's trying to counsel grown men on how to be fathers to the boys that she and other women have raised. You got to tell these men to be fathers. Like, what? She's sitting there dealing with Lucky, who's sitting there searching for a reason to stay. I'm still surprised that he's just so despondent when it comes to parenting, because Luke raised him and Lulu together with Laura for a good portion of his adolescence, all the way until he was about ready to graduate high school. I mean, don't know where this attitude comes from, because Luke wasn't like this when he was raising him. That's just so interesting. Yeah, I don't think Gage is gonna be on for much longer. The storylines and the writers are dumb, and the way they did Kelly is crazy, and a lot of her fans are pissed. I don't mind this new guy for Trina. Yeah, showing older scenes with Sam and Jason and different characters. I would like to see that too. More flashbacks of everyone. Like, it would be nice. I would be okay if Dante kept the penthouse. But then again, Lulu, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Lulu. I'm excited, though, because I read the soap article. They did an interview with the actress. We all know that she played on All My Children for quite a many years. She was very impactful and an important part of one of their best baby switch storylines that I've seen in soap history, along with Eden Regal, who played Bianca Montgomery. So now she's coming over here, and they said that, upon her meeting Dominic Zampronia, that he said that he got Julie vibes from her. And it's reported that Alexia wants to bring back the feisty side of Lulu, that Emmy's version of the character really didn't capture so well. And I think Alexia can do it because of what I've seen in her playing Babe Carey. And I'm here for it. It'll be interesting to see how she readjusts to life. If Sam sacrificing her life will really play any pivotal role when it comes to her, especially since Sam and Lulu weren't close. She knows of Sam, but it's not like she was at her wedding to Jason or anything. They weren't close. Also, Lucky is so out of touch. And to be fair, it's been more than 10 years since he and Sam dated each other. So, but I wonder if he will have time to pull himself up out of his self-pity party to go to her funeral. I don't know, I'm so shocked. But Elizabeth had to encourage Jason not to give up on Danny, and Danny let his father know that, hey, I want to keep everyone together, but I would love to live with you. And Jason is just like, I don't really think you can live with me. Like, it's not like he said that they would stay together, but I don't see Jason moving into the Quartermaine mansion. Whenever I think of him being at the Quartermaines, I just think of the last day he ever lived there when he trashed his room and scared the mess out of Monica. And I'm like, I don't, like, even to this day, that still seems like that's a stronghold for him, and he does not want to go back to the Quartermaines. And then now with the added layer of him assaulting Drew, I'm sure word has made it through the house. The only opposition he would definitely face hard is Drew and Tracy. But then it's Monica's house. So if Jason wanted to move back in, Jason's moving back in because it's Monica's house. I have no idea because the layout of the house has changed so much. At first, I thought the playroom that Scout was in was Emily's old room. But I'm not too sure because the door seems too far from the window, from what I remember. The problem is, if Michael shows the video, he's going to be seen as the bad guy. They're going to be like, oh, why would you do this kind of revenge porn to your wife? Why would you embarrass your wife like that? He would probably get dragged. Mm-hmm. As long as Jason is there, and like Carly said, and Carly said this to Jason about Sam years ago when Sam was in jail after the whole Shiloh mess, when she had to kill him in self-defense because he was going to hurt Jason, and she ended up going to jail. And Carly told Jason, Sam can't be ride or die guns blazing with you anymore because of the kids. She can't. And you have to be, you're going to have to live carefully now. You have to live carefully. You can't go to jail. You cannot go to jail. Not just for Danny, but even for Scout. Because, believe it or not, that's a person that she trusts in her life. That's her uncle. I'm actually liking everyone being at the Quartermaines. I'm enjoying it so much because it was for so many years, and I don't know if it was the head writer Bob Gaza, if that was his name, but he really dismantled the Quartermaine family after Wendy Rich left. I feel like the Quartermaines was still there in the 2000s, but then after the 2000s, the Quartermaines was on a steady decline, extinction, especially when they officially got rid of AJ. They got rid of Alan. We lost Lila, got rid of Emily, and that really hurt the family hard. So for a while, we only saw like Ned because the actor wasn't on the show as much as he is now. He was on Days of Our Lives, so we had Ned here and there. And then Lois was completely gone. Brooklyn was here and there, and then it was just really just Edward, Tracy, and Monica. So it's great to see the Quartermaines, be revitalized. Because they really dismantled the family. I just think Tracy was looking after Lulu because she loved Luke. Um, Lulu lived with Leslie Lou, but I don't think Leslie Lou was able to take care of Lulu again at some point, if I remember correctly. And Luke ended up getting with Tracy. He moved into the Quartermaine house, and so did Lulu. That's how I know it. I don't think Lulu stayed there long. I don't know. It's such a long time ago, but I just remember I don't think Leslie Lou was able to look after Lulu, especially because she was a rambunctious teenager. Hmm. They tried to bring back the wards, but they didn't. They did not. They didn't do a good job. I have to say they've gotten a lot better because we have the Ashfords. That is a prominent family of color in town. So I'm glad that they're still around and they're growing, and we have members now. It's not just Jordan, it's not just Sean. They're a family unit over there. They brought back Meyer Ward, I believe in 2009 or 2010. They paired her with Ethan Lovett. It was not well written out. It was not well done, and she disappeared within. She evaporated. I don't know where she went. Never heard about her ever again. You think Jason's going to raise Danny and Scout? That'd be really interesting. Another point I want to make, because I know there's more things to talk about, but uh, Jason and Rick having their moment. I want someone to make a GIF out of Rick flinching when Jason went like that. He went like that. That flinch was traumatic. He was scared. He was like, you wanna hit me, don't you, Jason? Go ahead. I dare you. Don't like Molly cheating on TJ with another brother. Molly has a type. Molly has a type. And then we were all laughing because we were like, it must run with this generation of Cassadines. Or no, Nicholas. Nicholas loved him some Gia. So there was some chem. So we had some chem tests going on within the last 2 weeks. Last week it was Jason and Sasha. This week it's Molly and Isaiah. Isaiah also seems to have chemistry with Jordan, and I'm not sure who else, but apparently their sparks was flying between Molly and Isaiah, and it seems as though Isaiah may be staying in Port Charles and working for General Hospital. So we will have another doctor. Molly going to sleep with Dex. That's who I thought that they were leaning towards with Molly and Dex. That's what I was thinking. Rick is a coward. For the good doctor. That would be interesting considering the fact that they are mother and daughter-in-law. That would be interesting. But I'm sorry, that's Jordan's man. TJ and Molly drifting apart even further. They are, and it's just a natural thing. My computer keeps going to sleep. But what I wanted to bring up, because I was kind of hot about this. Someone said in the comments that they hope that Christina doesn't make the funeral about them. And thank you for saying that, because Sam's death seems to have been all about Christina. And still, for some reason, I have been. Do I think Jason and Liz will get back together? I have no idea. It's all possible, though. As long as they're both on canvas, they can write anything they want. It's possible. There hasn't been anything between them lately to where they can't find a path back to each other. But it seems like Elizabeth is hung up on Lucky, and I don't understand why. And girl, why are you over there talking and stressing over this dude who don't even know if he wants to be a father to y'all kid? Uh, that's so weird. Mm-hmm. Jordan needs one. They gave Trina a man before they gave Jordan one. Ain't that something? That's true. Dex and Jocelyn are very solid right now. They just seem very solid. It's nuts. When he was in Africa, he was talking about he was up with Liz. Now he's back home and he's saying he don't know if he wants to stay. I don't know if they're trying to put out the feelers to see who Lucky is now. Where does he fit if he were to stay? Like, it seemed like the writers were even writing that into the script because they don't know. Hopefully this is just a build up to whatever is coming, but definitely one of the worst character returns of this year for me has been Lucky. The best has been Rick. Rick has been hitting the ground running. None of this whoa me crap. He's still doing his thing as a lawyer. He a silver fox. He and Ava have chemistry. Him and Jason still have an antagonistic relationship. Rick's return has definitely been the best so far. Now, Rick is representing Ava, as I mentioned. What is our opinions on this upcoming trial as to whether or not Ava should be held responsible for the death of, and I'm going to say her name right, Irene Ashford. Okay, we're talking about Irene Ashford, but Christina keeps calling her Adela. And the best thing for her, and I think I peeped Alexis avoid saying a name at all. I think Alexis just said the baby. I don't think Alexis has called the child by name. Has anyone heard Alexis ever call that baby Adela? Because I haven't. And I just know that, like, a little bit, like I almost got frustrated with Alexis. I'm like, why don't you tell your daughter the truth? But Alexis in the past, she learned this the hard way. Every time she tries to tell Christina the right thing or give her any kind of advice, Christina jumps on the, oh my God, you're attacking me. You don't understand me. Oh my gosh. Like she won't take it. And she'll run to Sunny and she'll sit there and stop talking to Alexis. And Alexis don't want her daughter not talking to her. She don't want, and she knows this girl ain't gonna hear nothing I have to say. It's been proven. So I think she just doesn't engage in that kind of reasoning with Christina anymore because she just doesn't take it. Digital says Ava is going to walk and Rick is going to pull the truth out of her. Sandy says Christina needs some Sunny's meds. She needs a nanny to babysit her because she can't go 5 minutes alone. Irene Ashford definitely is her name. We're going to name that baby after her baby mama. Hell no. Mm-hmm. That is interesting. Did Nina call Rick there? I must have missed that because I was like, I didn't even know Drew was aware that Rick was in town. In the real world, he needs to be arrested. I was saying the same thing. I was like, look, he's at the mercy of Drew right now. And Drew is actually being pretty decent by not allowing him to be arrested, because if Jason was arrested, he's still not. I mean, even if he were to open his mouth and say why he punched Drew, it was still an unprovoked reason. Like, by law standards, you're really not supposed to be doing that unless your life is in danger and you're defending yourself. Drew, that's why Drew was completely in the right for missing, for getting one hit, getting one lick on his brother's face that didn't land. Nina called Rick. Yeah, I had to feel. I was like, I didn't even think Drew knew that Rick was in town. Thanks to the universe revolves around her. Back to Christina. When I am on Ava's side about this one, I get it. What Christina said, Ava has gotten away with a lot of stuff. So have you. You lied on an innocent man and said he beat you to cover up for your nasty boyfriend. And your mother sat there and almost went to jail and was lying about running him, or nearly running him over or something like that. Okay? Christina, girl, sit down somewhere. I get it, but I just don't compare something that has nothing to do with this particular situation. I can't stand when I'm trying to deal with a current problem, and instead of someone providing a solution, they just want to tell you what went wrong last time and how it was a problem last. It's like, no, we're right here now. If you're not going to use that to help build a solution for today, don't bring it here. So that has nothing to do with your actions. And she will not, like, she's brought it up, but she won't sit in it and own it and apologize and really be like, it was, and just understand it was an accident. Yeah, you should have stayed home. Yeah, Ava probably shouldn't have opened the door to you. There's many things that both of y'all could have done differently to possibly have avoided this terrible, tragic accident that saved TJ Ashford's life. And that's what I want to focus on. I would absolutely love it if TJ would file a lawsuit against Christina for emotional distress and fraud. Emotional distress, because this man was distraught from the moment she put that baby in there, when she even broached the topic of her being a surrogate. And then the entire pregnancy, he was just all in, not saying like, she's gonna make this go wrong somehow. I just know it. She's just gonna make this go wrong somehow. Did his energy propel it? Could be. But he wasn't wrong. He was in emotional distress the entire time, and then continued emotional distress even after the child died, because now I'm finding out that you had papers drawn up to make sure that me and my family wouldn't have access to the baby. And that's a scene that I would enjoy seeing if Jordan was able to step up to, run into Christina, and maybe they get in a conversation and she has to check her butt, and you're talking about my granddaughter Irene Ashford, right? That's who we're talking about. The one that you tried to keep away from me and my son behind his back when he trusted you. I need her to give her a mother's read, honey. I need her book read cover to cover. I just, even if there's not any real justice in the legal system, I believe Christina needs to be held accountable for her actions. I'm talking about, I'm not even talking about the whole out the window thing. I'm talking about her complete lack of empathy and care for her so-called loved ones. It is so shallow. She needs everybody to prop her up. It's Sam's death, and she can't even come, be the one to be like, my mom and my sister, y'all can lean on me, and I'm gonna focus and be here for y'all. Now she's using Sam's death to be like, oh, my life's purpose is to get justice for my daughter. I thought your life's purpose was to run some foundation to protect LGBTQIA people. What happened to that? Did she ever hire somebody to step up and take over the company? And then before that, it was Charlie's. What happened to Charlie's? Then before that, it was a coffee shop. What before that, you wanted to be a lawyer. Like, girl. Hi, Deborah. You said we all need to sue Christina for emotional distress. She using Sam's death as an excuse. I don't. I know. I think I was concerned about the actor's writing choice because she wasn't as emotional as the other Christina would have been. However, it seems as though she would have been just as shallow because she was like, "Why did Sam live and I die?" And why did you do this to me, God? And it's not even like, why did you do this to Sam? Sam had this and Sam had that. She was getting ready to get married and she was going to do this and that and the third. And it's just been Christina land the entire time. The entire time. And I know that Molly is going to forgive her, but it's a shame that she's not going to continue to stand on business, only in regards to that baby is Irene. We're fighting for Irene. That's not Adela. She was not your daughter. And I'm only saying that because you promised her to me and my husband. Otherwise, or my partner. Otherwise, we would not have given you his sperm. Like you committed fraud. You took this man's sperm, making him think that he was going to be a dad, that he was going to get to raise this child with his significant other. You committed fraud. You stole his sperm to raise it. I'm so relieved that that child went to be with the Lord. I'm so relieved. I am so relieved that child went to be with the Lord. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he won't. Hopefully Alexis doesn't hear about this. I hope she don't. That's all Alexis needs is more ammunition to say that she wants to take the kids about the Quartermaines. Will this turn into a court legal battle? I have no idea. But we'll see how this plays out. I do want Christina to have a moment, to have that moment. Or not, no, not for her. I just want somebody to tell her the truth. Her family can't do it because they don't listen. Christina doesn't listen so bad that Sam had to pretend to get with Dawn of Day in order to get her out of there. That says a lot. She had to do all that just to get Christina out of there because Christina wouldn't listen. Mm-mm-mm. I believe in Molly forgive Christine. TJ will dump Molly. The biggest thing with that is that I don't know that their relationship, how much longer it's gonna go. They've been going strong for such a long time, but I mean, there are other things out there. I wouldn't be mad at them. Uh, and if TJ's gonna be with Molly, Christina's a part of it. I'm just not sure how they can heal from that. The best way for the best way for healing to come is to own and apologize. And not once has Christina nor has TJ come to each other at all and talk to each other personally about what happened. I'm not even sure how that would go. You would need honesty, and Christina really enjoys being in denial. And then I remember we were all annoyed with TJ because he was coming on so strong about everything when she was pregnant, even the little things. So that's tricky. Now, I don't know if Ava knows that Sam died. I'm assuming that news must have traveled by now, and maybe they just stopped going on the Sam is dead tour, which I'm relieved about. I think the people that we really wanted to see reactions from that have, like deep rooted history with Sam, we got them. So it's fine on that end. Molly has been seen with Dex lately. Hold the videos as leverage. If you were Jason, ooh, but Jason isn't that kind of like he's merciless mercenary, but I don't know like if he has that Quartermaine mind. Even though when he was Jason Q, he was like the good Quartermaine, even like he was standing up against the incinerator project, and he was fighting for Charles Street. That was Jason. Still, we wait for Christina to have her come to Jesus moment. I don't think she'll have it. I just want someone to tell her off just so I feel good. Like, yes, yes, yes. Like, I would love it I'd love for it to be Jordan and not TJ. Definitely. Oof, please somebody read her. Now, can someone explain to me Holly and Robert and how they just both up and left their daughter? So you mean to tell me the whole point of making Sasha Robert and Holly's daughter was to break up her and Cody? Is that it? Y'all didn't want them together that bad. What are y'all gonna do with Cody? What other than the only use I have for Cody is being best friends with Tracy. Anything that makes Tracy happy on screen, Tracy period, I'm good with it. But y'all mean to tell me why? Yes, they just bounced. There was this huge explosion and everything. It's like none of it happened. Like I don't know. Robert is sick. Okay, because of the actor. I did see a quote that said the actor always stated that if he left the show, he'd want to do it with Holly. He'd want the character to leave with the love of his life, Holly. I didn't realize Robert and Holly were um iconic. I know it's a shame. I didn't know. I thought it was always Robert and Anna. Probably because I've seen the most Robert and Anna through the years, and I've ever seen Holly and Robert. Whenever Holly came into town, it was always some. The first time I saw Holly ever was during that monkey thing. It was some type of virus or something going through Port Charles, and someone had to cure. She was involved somehow. That was how I got introduced to Holly. So I was just kind of like, what? Like you, like when? What is Holly? The whole story is ridiculous. Robert needed an exit. They forgot to remove a hospital tag from his wrist during a scene a few weeks back. Yeah, he's put in decades of work as this character, so it's much appreciated. Maybe they just wanted to. Maybe Sasha being their child was a love letter to fans, like, hey, we're gone, but our legacy lives on, kind of thing. They broke up Cody and Sasha in order to insert Sasha into the Milo Drew drama. Sasha and Michael are boring to me. They were another. They were kind of like Michael and Willow are now, just like very uh calm sort of thing. I I just wonder what's going to help with the shift, like because with Willow, as I said, we haven't really seen her be calculating, manipulative, sneaky, like she's been sneaky, but like she hasn't been diabolical. Nell was diabolical. Does Willow have the diabolical gene within her? Or can she just be like the HBIC? So it could go either way. For Sasha, she's just been beaten over the head with death and drugs and I'm your daddy and I'm your cousin. Like she just been like beaten over the whole thing. I don't even think she got a job anymore at the Quartermaines. She was living there, so she got to probably find someplace else to live. So she's just been getting a whole lot. I'm just looking forward to that moment where something propels her over the top. And I'm just wondering, like, what's going to be that thing that changes them? And also, how Willow and Sasha, if their friendship is going to survive this at some point. Because, oh my lord, how is Willow going to find out about Sasha and Michael having sex? That's when Willow gets wind that another woman is sniffing around her husband. That's when she's gonna knock off that crap with Drew. I am telling you. I'm telling you. And this is from a woman who used to be married. I mean, and not even, it don't even matter if you were married. Anybody who's ever loved a man, she gonna start playing that Shirley Brown. Y'all know that Shirley Brown? Hello, this is Shirley. I was going through my man's pocket saying, girl, as soon as she finds out he been sniffing around with another woman, and he gonna start confiding in Sasha again, boy. Drew who? Drew gonna be sick. I need it to happen just like that. I can't wait till Willow finds out Drew was sleeping with Nina. I need Sasha and Willow to have a rivalry. They probably will, especially if any of this leads to multiple pregnancies. There is 3 good chances of pregnancies, a possible 4. Some people have said they thought Molly was pregnant. That would be like a really surprising miracle. Uh, Also, Brooklyn and Chase, and then you got the whole Willow and Sasha. With Sasha, at least she will know who the father of her baby is immediately. Tracy will never be able to get rid of her now. And Willow, no matter whose child she gives birth to, that child will be a Quartermaine. So they will have to deal with each other forever. They are locked in. It'll be a who's the daddy story. And she can't even, and the good thing is that she can't try and pass the baby off as Michael's without a DNA test, because Michael knows that you've been unfaithful. So that's going to be crazy and very interesting to see. Yes. Female rivalries are very good. They can be healthy. Like I said, it'll just be interesting to see the personality shift in these women when things start to really get hot for them. Because right now, Willow thinks her only problem is that she can't keep her hands off of Drew. But when she realized somebody else has had their hands on her husband, that's when it's gonna get real. And then Sasha, depending on if she's pregnant, she didn't want to have those X-rays. So I think this all signs point to this leading to a pregnancy. And I just hope she doesn't do that same thing that women, that the women on this soap operas do, be like trying to hide and, but this baby's gonna complicate your life, and I don't want. If you're pregnant, honey, you lost your last baby. Take it from somebody who's had 2 miscarriages. Just embrace. I hope she strut her stuff and don't care. You got the money to raise this baby by, as your own. I don't want you sweating Michael. Don't, whether he want to be with you or not. Put his ass on child support, which I don't think you'll even have to do that. Michael will make sure you have everything you need. Girl, just live your best life with your baby. Just focus on having a healthy baby, because y'all better not make another one of her children unalive. Y'all better not make another one of her children unalive. That's don't do it. Stop dumping on Sasha. If anybody's baby should be unalive, is Willow. That'd be crazy if they had some kind of baby switch storyline. I think I'd just about be sick. In love with another man, I'm gonna have to listen to that. Sasha would win the fight over Willow. Yeah. You mean a physical fight, or like the fight for Michael's heart? I think it'll be more interesting to see how Willow and Nina dynamic shifts. I wonder. I guess it will be, because to me, I'm like, Nina is not wrong. She just should not have told her to keep lying. And I'm disappointed that Willow, after seeing what lying can do, she lied because she didn't want to stop. So that's crazy. But with her, like, she's the one who's married and doing wrong, and Nina was thinking that she was being helpful by trying to be a distraction. And I wonder how that, if Nina will, reflect on it and be like, I'm right here. You could have had me. I'm free. We're grown, but you're going after my child. And I'm doing all this, and that's not enough. Like you like me. I'm not enough to keep you off my daughter. I wonder if she'll have that moment. I'm more interested to see that, and then how, and if she'll check Willow, or if she'll continue to baby her through this process, because Christina gets that a lot. She gets babied on every side. Willow does not need to be babied in this scenario. And instead of Carly dragging Willow, I'd rather Carly stick on the level of Nina. This arena is better suited for Jocelyn to cut her ass up. I think that would have been the perfect person for Michael to tell. If not Jason, if he could have been able to confide in his sister, and Jocelyn go up there and let her have it like they used to do back in the day to Elizabeth. Shoot, she needs to channel her inner Lulu Spencer, because y'all related. Like, seriously, I just wonder, but it'll be interesting. I'm not sure how their relationship will shift. Other than I don't want to see Willow get attitudes with Nina. Nina did nothing wrong, but Digital said it, and I agree. Willow's gonna sit there and catch attitude because her mom didn't mention that she has sex with this man. It's gonna be like, what does me having sex with this man have to do with you doing the same thing? What does that got to do with me? You said it was just a kiss. What you doing there, having sex in the family room? Has an unalived baby too, though. Oh, she does. Jesus. I don't like unalived children. I really don't. Just don't take Sasha's, okay? Just don't take Sasha's. Just instead of unaliving a baby, how about we just not make them pregnant? I don't want to see another thing like that. Joss has energy. She can have time for both Molly and Willow. Better than that, having her focus on Sunny again. Yeah, I'm glad Jocelyn has gotten off of Sunny. A lot of people have gotten off of the I hate Sunny train. Have you noticed? But let me go because my phone is ringing. But it was wonderful to talk to you guys. I'll be back next week. Bye.